I do have Jarrell Big Baby Miller. I've had him on the show before. It was a great interview, but I know with boxing and with a lot of big fights that are being lined up, I'm stoked to talk to him. He's undefeated, finishing 16 of 18 opponents by knockout, and won and successfully defended the WBO NABO heavyweight title. I have him on the line right now. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I actually walked into a restaurant to get me a jerk chicken salad.
Oh, nice. Jerk chicken.
Yeah, me so.
My favorite's buffalo chicken.
Yeah, you know, I got to cut back on the cheeseburgers right now, so, we cutting weight. We can't be walking in the ring on 300 pounds. But, I'm a big boy still.
Yeah. Hey, that's your nickname. Be proud. But anyway, so speaking of, cutting weight, can you talk a little bit about your fight coming up?
Well, say it again. I didn't hear that last part.
I said, speaking of cutting weight and everything, can you talk a little bit about your fight coming up?
Yeah, well, we don't have an exact fight lined up yet. There was some talks or something in China at the end of January. And then we're looking at maybe the Joseph Parker fight in April. But the WBO hasn't made their final decision yet. So we're still waiting. We're just training, and hopefully we get the call. And then we know that we're going in for title shots to knock Joseph Parker's head off,
Oh, snap. But, I mean, that's good that you're always, staying ready. So, like you just mentioned, Joseph Parker, why him?
Well, I mean, he got the belt now, I'm not a big fan of Joseph Parker, but even nonetheless, he's a fighter, and he's standing in my way, and he has the belt. So I gotta put him in the dirt, stomp him down, break him in half, turn that New Zealand guy into a Kiwi. You feel me?
Yeah, that visualization, it ain't pretty. But so on your Twitter though, someone else that I noticed you're not a big fan of, is it Deontay Wilder?
Of course not. Deontay Wilder, man, he's a sissy in a dress. So, he's fighting bums. He's got another guy coming up, Warsaw or Warshank, or I don't know what his name is. But he's fighting somebody coming up, and nobody really cares about it because he's been fighting bums since the beginning of his career. So,
But why why do you think he won't fight you?
I mean, I'm a high-risk, low reward fighter right now. So I'm filling my name and just getting the people to understand who I am. It's a matter of time before the whole world knows who I am. You know what I mean? But at the same time, him, to knock him out, is a benefit for me. So he's not going to take that fight right now. So I'm going to have to, keep pounding the pavement and doing interviews and talking to the fans and getting the word out there.
But don't you think that he's not the only fighter who's kind of afraid of you? Because, I mean, there's other heavyweights out there. I know before, Anthony Joshua, who beat Charles Martin, and then Dominic Breazeale and Eric Molina. What's your take on Anthony Joshua, who everyone's kind of hyping up to be this next big superstar?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Anthony Joshua's definitely overhyped. I mean, he's something that they just carved up and try to and make it bigger than what it really is. But we all know he had a glass jaw. But like I said before, I'm trying to take over my city and my country first. But I'm a mandatory for WBO first. So I got to go to the shortest route to get to the belt, which is Joseph Parker. And when I take out Joseph Parker, I'm going for Deontay. I got 2 belts, and I'm going to drag Anthony Joshua behind over here in the good old US of A, and then whoop his ass over here, So it's a matter of time.
So, I mean, sounds like you have your 2017 already planned and lined up. But why do you say that Anthony Joshua has a glass jaw?
I mean, but listen, he's been shot multiple times in sparring. He's been stopped twice in fights. He was in a concussion for 10 minutes. Out cold, sparring in the 16 to 18 ounce grill zone. So, listen, I mean, all the muscles and vitamins you take ain't gonna be able to protect your chin. You feel me? So, I mean, people can believe the hype, or they can get behind real fighters that's been doing this and has proven. He's not a proven fighter yet. And when you have a lot of money behind you, there's a lot of hype. So that's how I see it.
Oh, so you said that, to reiterate, that he's been knocked out?
Yeah, he's been stopped twice in fights. He lost 2 of those fights in the Olympics, and they clearly gave it to him because they fought in London, and he's from London. And David Price put him on his behind in sparring where he was out for basically 10 minutes, sleeping. So Trust me. And he's been wobbled in fights before multiple times in his pro career, and he's wobbled by Dylan White with a slap hook. So when Big Baby sit on punches, ain't no slapping. So trust me, once I crack him, he gonna see the canvas.
Oh, and I mean, I'm sure your past 16 opponents can vouch for that. But what about the Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko fight?
I mean, this is how I see it. I mean, if Vladimir comes in like he usually does, in his more later fights, not most recent fights, but, stiff jab and then go to the top with a straight right hand and decent footwork, he'll be AJ, no problem. You know what I mean? He definitely handled himself and put some jabs in AJ's face in training camp and sparring camp. So, I mean, but if Vladimir comes in the way he fought Tyson Fury, then I kind of get the edge to AJ. But if I had to put all my money on one guy, I'd put on Vladimir Klitschko.
Oh, so you do think Klitschko will beat Joshua?
Yes, I do.
By knockout?
Yeah, I see by knockout.
And, you just brought up Tyson Fury, who has fought Klitschko. And, with everything that went on and kind of like his personal life kind of took over in a way.
Yeah.
What advice would you give Tyson Fury, understanding the situation that happened to him?
Yeah, I mean, despite myself being my favorite fighter, I am a fan of Tyson Fury. I definitely want to still knock his block off. But like I said before, man, I hope he gets well. This boxing game takes a lot of you, out of you mentally and physically. And I hope he comes back with a speedy recovery and get back in the ring so I can knock him out.
So it sounds like you're ready. I mean, if a fight were to be scheduled, say, in a week, would you be ready?
I'm ready for anything, boy. I'm Big Baby, boy. All you gotta do is get the pacifier and the crib ready, because I'm putting somebody to sleep.
Yeah, well, I'm sure all your fans are very excited for you to get back in the ring and to watch you. And lastly, Jarrell, before I let you go, did you happen to watch the fight this weekend, UFC 207, between Ronda Rousey and Amanda Nunes?
Yeah, I'm a big MMA and martial arts fan. That's where I come from, as a kickboxing background. So, yeah, I definitely watched the fight. Was I shocked? No. I definitely knew she was gonna get beat up with the hands. I didn't think it was gonna be that early. But like I said before, sometimes when things are not broken, you don't fix it. It takes a long time to learn boxing and stand-up martial arts. Just like how she came from a judo background, you can't expect somebody to learn judo moves and the finesse of that sport in months. And that's how she got there, was throwing women to the ground and armbarring them. That's what she did. She'd have worked on her strength and go back to her ground game instead of trying to stand up with a stand-up fighter. So she definitely need to make some changes in her corner and definitely in her training.
Now, do you think she's handling her losses the right way?
I mean, the last one, I guess she felt like in a small depression. But, I guess this one, I don't know. It's kind of early to say. I hope so. The fight game is a rough game. I don't really have nothing really bad to say about her per se. I just feel like, you need to do what got you there.
Would you like to see her come back, or do you think she's retired? Like after, suffering pretty brutal back-to-back losses.
Mm-hmm. No, I think all the money she's making right now compared to what the other girls are making, I think she'll definitely make one or two more fights. If she wins, it's another story. But I don't think she's going to retire just yet.
Well, thank you so much for your insight. And once again, we all do hope to see you have a fight lined up coming up pretty soon, and hope to see you get a title shot as well.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You know where to follow me at Big Baby Miller, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The future heavyweight champ is from Brooklyn, and he's coming.
Already followed. So thank you once again for your time, and enjoy that jerk chicken.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. You have a good day.
You too.